How is everyone doing? Hey guys, coming your way live from my little new studio that I've got built here. I still haven't had a chance to get up any of the insulation to be able to deaden it because I don't look. I'm sure you guys can hear the difference when it comes to the echo and stuff, but I'm gonna be able to get that stuff up there. I'll get it. I'll get it working. I'll get it where it's working just fine. But I want to think. Well, I got one person in right now. How are you doing? Please check in if you're in here right now. Welcome to another edition of the Tuddle Daily Podcast live stream. Before I get into everything, I got to thank my good friend Ian Hanna. Ian Hanna, this new room. Ian Hanna hooked me up, helped us out a lot. What up, Raymond B? Raymond B is in the house. But if you're in the market to buy or sell, T-Bone, how are you? But if you're in the market to buy or sell a home in the Flagler, Volusia, Brevard area, even if you know somebody, ET, did you get my message? By the way, the picture of you taking your kid to school, man, adorable. I know that it probably makes me seem like a softie or some dude that is too much in touch with his feelings. But I mean, that's just adorable. Man, I know why you were saying that it's your favorite part of the day. See, YouTube, look, even being on the new Wi-Fi now, like it's not showing. Wait, you're not getting any video? Come on. Are you kidding me? Hold on. Are you really not getting any video? What is going on here? Is anybody else having a problem with the video? Can you guys see me? Okay, Vulture. Okay, well, see, you guys gotta get, you guys look. This is me just testing it right now, and I've had a pretty rough day. I really have. And it's only showing 2 people on here right now. And the thing is like T-Bone, Raymond B, Iggy T. I know there's more than 2 people in here. And it's kind of weird. I don't know if it's because I'm just a jobber broadcasting off of my cell phone. By the way, won't be happening for any part of a long-term situation because Vulture has got me a hardwired desktop. Vulture, have you looked into what the camera is going to be like for this new PC that I'm getting? Because I do think it's going to like really step up my game because I'll be able to search for stuff. I'll be able to maybe even play audio off of my phone. I'm going to figure out how I can plug my phone into the computer while I'm broadcasting. I could actually break down audio and play stuff. And I just want to be able to step up the game, and I want to do more of the live stream stuff. And the thing is that I'm not trying to S my own D when it comes to this stuff, but like, I really did not find a lot of news stories that were that interesting today. Now, there were a lot of stories that came up when it came to this day in history. Do you guys remember that cruise ship over in Italy? They were on a Mediterranean cruise, and they were stopping at all the countries in the Mediterranean. And this Italian boat captain, I guess he had some cricket on one of the seashores there. And the thing is that he was trying to like impress his cricket that was in one of the ports, and he got a little too close to the shoreline, and he ran the boat, the whole cruise liner. There was about 4,000 people on this ship, and he ran it aground, and the boat just basically. So here's the where the shore was. So it ran aground, and it tilted like this. So the whole part, and I'm gonna play the audio tomorrow on the show. But yeah, he killed 33 people. And I was watching the Today Show on NBC today, and they were interviewing all these tourists that made it out alive. They actually interviewed some Canadians, they interviewed some Brits, they interviewed some Americans, one of them being from Alaska. And it was all about, oh, it was so great. Some fat guy stepped on my foot and stuff. But not once, not one single time did they mention the 33 people that died on that ship. And I knew that the captain got off early. You know, that whole thing, the captain is supposed to go down with the ship. Nobody ever expects the captain to go down with the ship, but you don't expect the captain to be the first one off the boat 10 years ago. And that's the other crazy thing. Am I the only one that uses big, humongous, like life-changing news events or historical moments to oh, what up, Vulture Jr.? But am I the only one that uses big news stories that are kind of like markers in your life? Like, I'll give you an example. The big one. Everybody uses 9/11. Like, am I the only one that looks at life? He was the first one off T-Bone, and guess what? Not only, it's not like he got on a lifeboat. Guess what? He had a helicopter drop down, land, pick him up before the boat started listing. And the guy got off. He got off. The Coast Guard in Italy was like bitching him out on the stereo or the microphone, telling him to get back on the boat. It's your job. And he didn't. He was the first one, and he caused it because he was just trying to impress a piece of ass that he was wanting to hook up with. And he ran the boat on a reef. It started taking on water. 33 people died. He claimed in fear of his life. Well, what about the other people on the ship? What about the other people on the ship? He could say, well, I'm in fear of my life. But back to the thing that I was talking about is when it comes to news stories, like 9/11. Does everybody have 9/11 postmarked in an area where you think, all right, did the event in my life happen after 9/11 or before 9/11? There's some big historical events that I personally went through. Like, I remember Columbine, 98, 99 area. And I remember it's like, all right, you have all the school shootings before Columbine, all of the school shootings after Columbine. Like, Columbine was the thing that, yeah, you flipped it over. Columbine was the thing that, like, kind of like set the bar, and then everybody tried to jump over that bar. Another big event that I don't think a lot of people remember, the Oklahoma City bombing. The Oklahoma City bombing. Like, I remember that was one of maybe the second or third big news stories that I remember. I've talked about this before. The one big news story that I remember at my earliest age was the Challenger disaster. The Challenger disaster, you know, a lot of people, I really do think, take the space shuttle program and the space program and everything that NASA does for granted. Everybody's like, oh, it's a waste of money. Da, 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 da. Yeah, a lot of people, I can see why they would think that it's a waste of money. But I'll lay this card down that a lot of people don't realize after the space shuttle program was retired, a lot of those businesses in Titusville, Cocoa, all those places. What up, Ian Hanna? IanHannaHomes.com. IanHannahHomes.com. He helped my mom, saved her like a couple of grand when it came to buying this home. Go to IanHannahHomes.com. Check him out. If you're in the market to buy or sell a house, Flagler, Volusia, or Brevard. But a lot of people don't realize this, that the space program, a lot of the tourists, a lot of the people would go over there. They would spend money at the restaurants, gas stations, whatever it may be. And a lot of that Brevard area. Ian, you're in the chat room right now, Ian. Did the space program play any part into the real estate in the Brevard area? I mean, you're a professional. You know what's going on. I'm sure after the space program went away, house prices dropped. Because a lot of the people that went to go see a rocket go up or a space shuttle go up, anything go up, people would go out there and they would spend money in the community. See, exactly, Ian. Thank you. Thank you for backing me up. And if you're in the chat room right now, please give me a thumbs up. Somebody donated Iggy T. Iggy T. Appreciate it. I really do. Got to tell you, you make some pretty beautiful babies. I'll leave it at that. I know a lot of people will try to make me out to be a creepo for saying that, but man, taking your kid to school today was pretty damn adorable. But like the Challenger thing was one of the first big news events that I ever remember, because living in Volusia County, and the reason that all the teachers and all the grades in elementary school brought us out there to watch the space shuttle go up was because of Christy McCullough. If you don't know who Christy McCullough is, she was the teacher. I think it will. Ian, and I'll get to the Space Force stuff, but I want to get into this and finish my story. But all the teachers, because Christy McCullough was supposed to be giving a tutorial, a lesson plan, a lesson live from the shuttle in space, and all the elementary kids, all the high school kids were supposed to be watching this teacher give this lesson. So they all brought us out there. Shuttle's going up. Boom. It broke into two pieces. If you remember that photo, it just went in a Y. And even being in it might have been kindergarten, first grade. But like, we saw that and we were like, that's not right. It's not right. But, a lot of the Gen X generation, especially in Florida, living in the deep South, we didn't really live shelter life. So we kind of knew, they're kind of all dead. I mean, we didn't know how to put it into words, but we kind of all knew. But Space Force, did you guys see during the Ian Hanna coming in with $20? Thank you, Ian Hanna. But did you guys see IanHannahHomes.com, by the way, if you're in the market to buy or sell a house? I'm giving him an extra plug because he just threw me a $20 tip. I'm being a stripper, making my ass clap, and Ian threw me a 20 spot. So thank you, Ian. But did you see during the national championship game between Alabama and Georgia? Pains me to say, being a University of Florida supporter, one of my favorite Twitter accounts was, because I followed him. I unfollowed him Tuesday morning when I got up. How many days had it been since the University of Georgia had won a national championship? It was like 41 years. So, do the math, divide 365 into 41, or 41 into 365, and you would get that number. And I watched that. So, you know what? At least somebody from the East won it. It pains me, even though Georgia is right there with Florida State when it comes to rivals. But during the national championship game, they had the color guard come out. Now, when the color guard comes out, they got all the branches. They got Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. And then they Put up Space Force. Oh, Coast Guard. I forgot about Coast Guard. Coast Guard, Space Force. And everybody was making fun of Space Force. Space Force is not legitimate. And, like, you guys all know that I do not agree with Donald Trump very often. I said during the pandemic, he made it possible for people, they could sign a piece of paper and take some of these experimental drugs if people were terminal. Like, they're going to die if we don't do something drastic. I agreed with that. But Donald Trump also created Space Force. And for people that don't, and I try not to get political, but think about this. They're saying now, like, Russia is like shooting rockets up to blow up satellites, which is creating a debris field that all the other satellites. You know that movie Gravity with George Clooney and what's her face? She's from the Speed movies. Sandra Bullock. I mean, it's kind of true. One satellite blows up, it creates a debris field. Then it hits another satellite. That it just grows. It's a snowball effect. And if you've never done it before, Google Earth space junk map. It will absolutely shock you if you Google that and look. Just go to images, click on images, and see all the junk that is flying around our atmosphere, planet Earth. And not only, if you remember back in the day, Ronald Reagan was like, I really do think he might have been bluffing, but who knows? I mean, we might have had satellites up there. Remember where Reagan was like, oh, we got Star Wars, bitches. I dare you, Russia, to like try to send a nuke our way. Guess what? We got satellites up there that will shoot it down. And I don't know if they had that technology back then, but who knows? Maybe Reagan was just bluffing. But now they're talking about like China and Russia sending up satellites that would see. I did just flex a little bit there. Sorry, I was kind of blatant with it, so I just thought I would call myself out. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is, so they're saying that Russia or China could send up satellites that have these projectiles that are kind of like a telephone pole, but they're made from a metal that won't burn up in the atmosphere. And they're sending that up with satellites that they could drop it like it's hot right on us. And there would be no nuclear like warhead on it. There'd be no explosions. But they said falling from that distance, coming down to the ground, it would mess things up. So for the people that think that Space Force, and I know that I'm probably sounding like Alex Jones and stuff, but that's not the case. This is things that are possible. I'm not saying that other countries have alien technology and they're going up there and they're going to like use alien technology against us. No, this is all stuff that is very, very feasible. Oh, by the way, here. I don't know if you can hear. We have a fire department about 3/4 of a mile away from us. And I got to tell you, Edgewater Fire Department is earning every bit of money that they're getting paid because those mother effers are constantly. It's almost like once an hour. All right, man. Raymond B. Hey, thank you, Raymond, for hanging out. I'm about to get out of here as well. But what I'm trying to say is don't make fun of Space Force. Now, what I would like to see, you have Air Force football team, Army football team, Navy football team. I would like to see Space Force like get a designated collegiate campus, field a football team, and get their ass out there and play. We only got 3 teams competing for the Commander-in-Chief trophy. Throw in a 4th member. Matter of fact, how about this? play a round-robin tournament with 4 of the branches, bring in Space Force, be like all the extras from Battlestar Galactica and stuff. I'm just saying, it would make things pretty interesting. And say what you will, I always thought that the Marines still have some pretty kick-ass, like, dress blues. You know, the one during the Marine commercials where they got that, like, blade, and they put it on their shoulder, and they're wearing all the blues. Everything's tight. You got all the buttons. You got that hat so low it's almost sitting on the bridge of your nose. See, thank you, Raymond B. Like, I'm glad that you said that, but I don't know if you guys, I brought up Battlestar Galactica. The Space Force uniforms look just like what Edward James Olmos, so be it, or so say they all, the commander of the main fleet of Battlestar Galactica. I mean, the uniforms are almost a complete exact ripoff. That's pretty badass, because if you're wearing a Battlestar Galactica uniform, you're going to get all types of puss and ass that you could want. Anyways, guys, getting out of here. Hope you enjoyed tonight's live stream. Make sure you check out the Tuddle Daily podcast. It is already live. Hope you guys have a great night. Hope you stay safe, and I will talk to you tomorrow.